Tonight, the flooding-prone Shiloh community is looking for answers after the voluntary resolution agreement was reached more than a year ago.
The community says while they have seen people coming out periodically and even some work starting this week, it's still not reaching that agreement. WDHN's Robert Smith joins us live in the newsroom with the latest tonight. Rob?
Yeah, hey Joe and Jess, the agreement was granted an extension earlier this year, and community members say during the waiting game, things have gotten worse.
After Shiloh community residents returned home from advocating for a fix to their flooding nightmare in the nation's capital, they saw a glimpse of a breakthrough with the State Department of Transportation and Southeast Gas doing construction work in the community this week.
There was no major fix here. There was nothing concerning, the resolution agreement. So, but it's good to see when you see people out, doing things. You're like, hey, we're almost close to the project because it's been now going on, getting ready to be 8 years.
However, the only news they found out was appalling, that the gas line, a separate issue in the community, was within 5 feet of Williams' home.
That's why I'm advocating like I'm advocating, going out, talking about it, trying to get help and try to force the hands of the state of Alabama from the federal level to make them get in a hurry and do what they said they was going to do.
Williams believes the work recently is a result from advocating, as they were in Washington, D.C. for the Reconnect Rondo Summit a week ago, a 3-day conference regarding community building after transportation devastation.
We're still hopeful, something is going to happen, but 7 years living up on the stress and trying to get this stuff dealt with. It has been a major problem in the Shiloh community.
Another problem, Williams says, is the VRA agreement between the state and federal transportation leaders was reached last October, but residents haven't heard anything about the project in a year. We reached out to ALDOT, who says they were granted an extension by the feds in May of this year. In a quote, they say, "We are in close coordination with the FHWA regarding the best way to proceed and expect to have a decision on a path forward to meet requirements of the VRA in the near future."
Why do you need an extension when you've already told us that you had independent contractors that was engineers also that were doing the work, and they'd already come up with the opinion and everything, and then we can't understand what's going on, what's the delay.
Now, ALDOT says they plan to identify their path going forward within the time frame of the extension. The Shiloh community is working with the Southern Poverty Law Center on their fight to justice. We're live in the newsroom tonight. Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.
Turning now to news.